guys, Lieutenant Dan here to do a little video on the process of painting up my pieces. So I have my Italian pieces. I got a couple of Canadian ones there as well, but hopefully the lighting's okay. But nonetheless, I gotta be a little quiet. My family is still sleeping. So what I've done is I'm at this stage where I want to do the weathering. So up to this point, I've used the gray, flat gray primer, and then I used, for the Italians, I used this Nutmeg. Okay, and so they've been drying for a couple days now, whatever, and they're ready to be weathered. So what I'm going to do is use this Army Quickshade, it's Army Painter Quickshade Strong Tone, and then I'm going to dilute it with this Turpentine. All right, so let me show you how the process that I learned from the Plastic Commando. So if you haven't checked out his website, I would strongly recommend it. He does a lot more detailed painting than I will certainly do, but I have found what I learned on his website very beneficial. All right, so what I'm going to do is, whoops, sorry about that. This is the first time I've done this small tripod in front of me while I do something. So I'm going to I've already shaken the can pretty vigorously, but what I'm going to do is place some drops into this little divot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I don't know how much I actually want to try and get these all done today. So I do about 20 drops. It's 3, come on, one more. And that gives me a lot. And let me wipe this crap off. All right, so let me clean off that a little bit. Bit of paper towel. All right, get that kind of cleaned off. Okay, fine. Put the lid back on. And then what I do is get some of this turpentine, and I got an eyedropper. Get some eyedropper, scoop some in there, and I'm gonna start off with about 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then get your old paintbrush here and mix her around. All right, so once you stir it around enough, you'll understand the consistency. How I check it is by taking some paint that's on the brush and then wiping it off on the side, and then I can see how fast it flies off of the edge. So that's about right. And then I just kind of use one piece as a kind of a tester. I mean this isn't rocket science, but so I'm just gonna grab a guy here. I'm gonna use this little attachment that I bought. I haven't used it yet, really. All right, so you just come in here and you just, so this is one of the Canadian guys. So you just kind of glob this, not really glob, but you just paint it on. There's no, you don't have to be a professional painter. You just kind of get it in there, and then you let the Quickshade do its work. Okay, I don't really like this holder. I've been using, since my pieces are magnetized, I just get a ruler, metal ruler. And it kind of holds it there. Okay, get on the edge. Make sure you get it all over it. And then once you get it everywhere, just kind of set it aside. Yeah, grab his gun here. You can kind of hold it a little bit. I mean, it's a little tacky, but you can use a little turpentine to get it off your fingers. Anyway, wherever you touched, you can just kind of brush over. All right, so just let it kind of sit there for a second, and then what I do is I take this camera thing's screwing me up. Actually, this one isn't too bad, but basically you just kind of go over the areas where the Quickshade has really settled in too much, and you just kind of brush it off, right? And then that's about it. All right, and that's about it. And you just kind of set it aside. Now, actually what I've been also doing, just to kind of speed up things, is I go ahead and do the bottoms. So instead of making it a two-step process, just go ahead and do the bottoms, get that crap in there. And you can actually set this aside, and if every now and then you just kind of push the piece a little bit so it doesn't stick to the paper, you'll be good. All right, so let's do something else here. Let's do this tank. All right, so let me come up here. So just jam it in there. Jam it in the treads. Just put it everywhere. Those treads, that's really what brings out all the details. I've completed my my Chinese pieces, my French pieces, and the Commonwealth pieces. So I'm in the middle of a game right now with the chaplain, and I figured I would go ahead and do a little bit of, instead of stopping all my customizations, just do a little bit as I get going here. So you can see I have a lot of that Quickshade, so I'm gonna kind of brush it off a little bit. It's kind of settling in there too much. That's about it. I like to make sure I get a little extra Quickshade in those tracks. Can't really see it very well with the camera, but I'm just going to add just a little extra in there. Just kind of dab it in, and that's it. Let's set it aside. I didn't think this one out. This is always kind of the trick. Gotta scoop it off. All right, I'm not gonna do the bottom on that one. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and I just bought these Shapeway battleships, and I bought them for all the major nations, and man, the detail is incredible. Of course, you know, when you get these things, they're that translucent, kind of whitish look. And you can't really tell what they look like. You can't really tell until you prime them. See all the detail in there. So this will be my first ship. Of course, I bought all of the aircraft carriers for the majors, battleships, and got them all magnetized. Man, I can't wait to finally get the fighters to stick on my aircraft carriers. But they're waiting. I just have to paint them. Alright, so I think that's it. So let me just brush it on. Let me do the sides real quick. We'll call this one. Yeah, this is gonna look good. Now it looks real shiny, and I guess what I could do is stop this video, and this will be a multi-day video, but I'll show you what it looks like after I spray that matte varnish finish stuff. Alright, so it looks really shiny right now, and I don't even know if you can tell that there's any Quickshade on there. The lighting kind of is not so good. But anyway, that shininess will go away once you spray this Army Painter anti-shine matte varnish. It really flattens everything out. And then what's really accented is all of the dark tones that was left behind. And that's that. So, as I have said in my previous videos, you know, a lot of you guys I know paint your pieces. There's only a few who really go all out, like Detroit and Moffett Field, and oh man, let's see, actually Sired had some, he's actually painted, he has a painted up set, and then he has a weathered set. Sorry about that, not in the frame here, on the camera. But I just don't have the skills to, I guess, you know, I could get the skills if I just work at it like anything else in life. Like the table I built. I had zero woodworking skills, and I wanted to create something, and I was motivated, so I just figured it out. But my point is, with the painting, I don't know if I want to figure it out. One, my eyesight sucks. Actually, it's not too bad, but man, getting all these, like for example, the straps on the guy and his helmet, and I mean, you can't even see that stuff. It'd be nice if you could actually see the piece that I'm painting. Okay, but so I have limited myself to, everything will have this, you know, anybody can spray paint, so I guess I got off track of what I was getting at. I would suggest, you know, do your spray painting, right? That's a quick way to get your pieces and to the colors that you want. And then with a little extra effort, you can do this weathering process. Now you either use what I'm showing you, this Quickshade, or you can do the what G.I. Joe and Sire Blood have done with the dipping of their pieces in that poly polyurethane, I guess it is. It's a honey satin. Anyway, so there you go. So then that's it. I mean, you just paint it on, let it sit. It's gonna take a good 24 hours, depending on where you live, what the temperature is. I'll probably let these sit and worry about them on tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow sometime. And spray that mat, and they'll be instantly, basically dry. They won't even be tacky, sticky. And anyway, and then I got off topic again. What I've done is, so that's, you can have your pieces spray painted. That's one level. It's pretty easy. Second level is that you could weather it. It's pretty easy. Okay. And I think the reward is well worth the effort. To see these painted, it's pretty awesome. Also gives you something to be proud of. Kind of, kind of reflecting on something, that you've created, that you've touched, that you've customized. It gives you a lot of pride, right? It's kind of neat. I've got a lot of pleasure out of this because I'm kind of teaching my son kind of, do something new, try something, and follow through, and look what you can learn and accomplish, right? So, all right, so there's that piece. And then the next level of painting, let me do a fighter, is that you can add just a little bit of detail. So what I'm gonna do is, you can't see him in the camera here, but for the artillery, I've been painting the wheels or tires a dark brown. And for this Italian set, I'm going to paint the mechanized, they have like that canvas top, in the back. I'm going to paint that. In this example for Italy, I'm going to paint it dark brown. For like Russia and things like that, I might do, probably that kind of a weird green, that Russian green. I don't know what that color is yet. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm limiting per piece, like, I'll talk about the aircraft later, but only one accent color. Okay, it really adds, right? I didn't want to have a lot of colors on my table, so that's why I was limiting the, I didn't want to make them realistic, right? Because I'm not a great painter, and ultimately I think my paint job would totally stink. It would never be to the quality of a lot of those out there, like as mentioned earlier, Detroit, Moffett Field, Sire Blood, and so on, who've done that detail, right? Hats off to those guys. So knowing my limitation, I can do all this, what I think is pretty easy. It's just tedious, but add just a little bit of accent, right, to bring a piece to life. Whether it's just adding like the coloring of the nose of the aircraft, right? Like a lot of times the fighters, like I don't know, the ones that come to mind are like the Japanese noses have black noses and red. There's red. So, those are easy accents. Germans have like yellow noses and so on. So I think I can do that, right? And so that's what I think I'm gonna do. And then I'm also going to only add decals, those water slide decals, to the aircraft only. Now I might, if space permits, add them to my, like the hull of a ship. I don't know if you can get them on like this destroyer, but maybe, I don't know, there's some pieces that you can, like transports and things. Sired had some custom pieces with the German transports, with the German, I don't know what you call it, military logo, the Iron Cross, and then he had the hull numbers on the ship, on the side of the ship. Is pretty cool. So just a little bit of touch, just to bring a piece to life. That's all I'm looking for. All right, I think I'm gonna call this video a wrap. And, well, I should say I'm gonna call this portion of the video a wrap. And the next time I come back here, I'll show you how shiny the pieces are, and then I'll go and spray a matte finish on them real quick, and then show you what they look like on my table. All right. So until then, take care. Alright guys, so it is about 24 hours later after I have added that Quickshade weathering to the pieces. So let me just show you like some of the pieces. So you can see how shiny these are, right? But the detail is really, really nice. Now, what I'm going to do is use that anti-shine matte varnish spray, and then I'll show you what these look like. All right, so here's how it looks after one coat of that matte varnish. You can see the shine is dramatically reduced. One thing I learned is that you don't want to overspray too much because then it becomes shiny for some reason. So it's kind of a fine line you got to do. But anyway, I just kind of let it dry just for a bit. I can see, some of them are a little shiny, so we'll just kind of see what happens there. And then I will spray the bottoms. So I'll probably just wait like 30 minutes or so. Stuff dries pretty quick, so that's that. All right, so here's what they look like after about an hour of drying. The stuff dries really quick.
that matte varnish that I was speaking about. And so you can see it really does cut down the shine quite a bit. There'll be some places that are a little shiny, but not like that glossy finish that you saw earlier. But I really like how that Quickshade brings out a lot of the crooks and crannies, and that matte varnish it kind of lightens the piece actually a little bit. But I really like how the look of the pieces with the whole theme of my table, kind of weathered, worn, beat up, really used. So I guess that's about it. Hopefully you've liked this video. I know it's a little longer than I wanted to do, but I was just in one of those moods to kind of show you a little bit of the process that I've been going through, painting up all my pieces. So until the next video, take care.